This story still has no explanation. A man named Daniel moved into a cheap house on the edge of town. It wasn't the kind of place anyone wanted to live in. Old walls, cracked windows, and a silence that felt wrong. But Daniel didn't care. The rent was low, and he needed a place fast. The first night was quiet. Too quiet. No neighbors, no sounds. Just the soft creaking of the house settling in the dark. At first, everything seemed normal. Until the second night. Daniel woke up around 2 a.m., feeling like something wasn't right. He looked around his room. Everything was the same, except the chair in the corner. He was sure he had left it facing the wall. Now, it was facing him. He stared at it for a few seconds, then laughed it off. "Maybe I moved it and forgot," he said to himself. But deep down, he knew he didn't. The next morning, he brushed it off and went about his day. But that night, it happened again. This time, it wasn't just the chair. The kitchen cabinet was open. Wide open. Daniel clearly remembered closing it before going to bed. Now it stood there, like something had been searching inside. He slowly walked over and shut it. His heart was beating faster now. That uneasy feeling was back, like someone was watching him. The third night, Daniel couldn't sleep. Every small sound made him sit up. The walls creaked, the floor shifted. And then, he heard something, a soft, dragging sound, coming from inside the walls. He froze. The sound moved slowly, like something crawling. Then it stopped. Right behind him. Daniel turned quickly. Nothing, just the wall. That was the moment he knew. Something was wrong with the house. The next day, Daniel bought a small security camera. If something is happening, he thought, I'll catch it. That night, he placed the camera in his room, pointing directly at his bed, and he waited. Sleep didn't come easy, but eventually, he drifted off. The next morning, Daniel grabbed his phone immediately. His hands were shaking as he opened the footage. At first, nothing, just him sleeping. The dark room, silent. Then, around 2:17 a.m., something moved. Daniel leaned closer to the screen, his breathing slowed. The wall was changing. A crack slowly appeared, stretching open, wider and wider. And then, something came out. A thin, dark figure, crawling out of the wall. Its movements were slow, unnatural. Its body twisted as it pulled itself into the room. Daniel couldn't believe what he was seeing. The thing stood there, for a moment, just watching him sleep. Then, it moved closer, step by step, until it was standing right beside his bed. Daniel paused the video. His heart was racing. He didn't want to keep watching, but he had to. With shaking hands, he pressed play again. The figure slowly leaned down, closer to his face, as if studying him. Then suddenly, it turned and looked directly at the camera. Daniel dropped his phone. His entire body froze, because in that moment, he realized something terrifying. That thing knew it was being watched. And then, the video ended. Daniel sat there, trying to process what he had just seen. Slowly, he looked up from his phone and stared at the wall in front of him. The same wall from the video. The room was silent, too silent. And then, he heard it again. That same dragging sound, coming from inside the wall. But this time, it sounded closer, much closer. Daniel didn't move. He couldn't. The sound stopped. And in the quiet, he felt it. Something behind him, watching. Ending line, follow for more mystery stories, if you dare.